I am joined by two fighters that have been sucking up a lot of the attention coming into this Battle of the Giants card. A fight that nobody saw coming, but as soon as it was made, everybody wants to watch it. AJ McKee, Paul Hughes. What a fight this is going to be. Most of the time we don't get these veteran versus prospect matchups, but and I'm calling you a veteran, and I don't mean that in any disrespect, because you're still a prospect in the lightweight division. This is the first time you guys have met each other in person. So when you first got the phone call, Paul Hughes is your opponent, what was your first thought? Did you have to look him up? Did you know who he was? Did you expect someone different?
No, you call me with a fight, and I'm there. Doesn't matter who it is, when it is, where it is. Call me with a name, that's the job.
And I remember right after you signed with the PFL, we bumped into each other in New York, and you started rattling off names of like elite level fighters that you wanted to fight. Did you think it would happen at this shorter juncture?
Yeah, I knew that a big fight was on the horizon. I mean, that's what I asked for as soon as I signed. As soon as I signed, I said, look, this Dublin show coming up, give me the best guy that you can give me. I actually wanted, I think, Patricio Pitbull is who I asked for first of all, but he was, I think, getting another fight booked. That's what I wanted when I came to the PFL. I wanted to prove myself against the best guys, so they knew whenever I signed who I wanted to fight, so whenever this opportunity arose, they knew who to call.
For the fans out there that are saying, why are you running before you can walk? What are you saying to those guys?
Look, for those people who say that it's kind of too much too soon, the only people saying that are people who don't really know my career. They don't know what I've been through to get here. They don't know the level of competition that I've fought regionally and the stakes of them bouts as well. Maybe harder to judge that being from America as AJ is, but the magnitude of these bouts in Europe, you know how big they are and how much pressure is on these and how much they can do for athletes. So I've already been through the ringer there, fought all the best guys and beat them all. So this is just another opportunity for me. Another high pressure opportunity, but another great opportunity.
And last time you were out here, you made short work of Clay Collard. That was a very, very impressive performance and a fight that a lot of people expected to be a bit more blood and guts than it was.
First finish at lightweight, we knew what to expect going into that fight. So Collard's tough. He's tough as nails, one of the toughest. I don't get paid to go in there and beat each other up and get beat up. I get paid to go in there and take that person out.
Was that an impressive performance for you against Clay Collard?
Yeah, I mean, he done what he needed to do. He didn't get into a dogfight with him and caught him early. But, someone like Clay, a lot of losses on the record. Losing's a habit, and that's not the case in my career. I just don't put myself in them positions. The Pitbull fights are obviously high magnitude fights, high pressure fights, and I like to get reads on how people perform under pressure and what their body language is like in between rounds. So I was impressed with that one as well. Lots of good tape, lots of good footage, lots of good reads to make.
So there is a 10 fight difference between you guys and your careers? 12-1, 22-1, am I right?
As AJ said, he's more finishes than me than I do have fights. So
it's just facts.
Yeah, it's facts. It's facts. But
is this the kind of fight that makes you better in training camp? The pressure that you're going to be under against someone like OJ?
Absolutely. You have to be on your game with someone like AJ. As I say, a very, very dangerous guy in all positions. You have to be on your game from the get-go. Otherwise he'll put you to sleep, and he's done it all throughout his career. Yes, there's added pressure. This is a big production. The PFL's huge. Francis Ngannou pay-per-view. A lot of pressure, but nobody puts more pressure on me than I do. I've been coming out there and saying that I'm going to knock AJ out. Nobody's done that in his career. It's like, people probably think that's crazy talk, but this is the pressure that I'm putting on myself to perform.
Can you think of another time in your career where you've been up against a prospect that is as confident as Paul Hughes is, and you've been the guy that's expected to win? Because that is a different kind of pressure, right?
I don't really feel pressure, man. My entire life has been pressure, from sleeping in a loft with 5 people to knowing I'm the best fighter in the world in those instances to being where I am now. The pressure is what I feel off of, I'm literally a diamond in the rough just waiting to be polished.
What's been highlighted to you by your coaches? He's good at these things, but make sure you watch out for this particular thing. Is there anything?
He's tough. He's gonna be in there, and he's gonna be wanting to fight.
What do you think they got from your career?
I mean, I'm a dog. I'll fight literally. You've seen many times in the last 10 seconds of a fight where I just throw down. You can't buy that toughness. That's something that's engraved in you. This is one of the best guys in the world in front of me. But as I say, when I get him out of there, then I just steal with everything that he's worked for, essentially, and I skyrocket myself. All I have to do now is do the damn thing on Saturday night.
4-0 as a lightweight, 1 finish and 3 decisions. 3-0 as a lightweight, 3 finishes. Levels are different, admittedly, right? But who has the most finishing capability in this fight this weekend? Who has the potential to walk out of this fight before the final bell with their hand raised?
Well, I think if you look percentages, I think I've probably got a much higher rate. So, I mean, if you're going off numbers, very clearly.
Very possible.
No?
50% knockout ratio, 36% knockout ratio.
We're saying
25% submission ratio, 36% submission ratio.
Now, finishes in totality.
Well, you've got more finishes, more fights.
That's
Yes, for sure. Oh, well, that's something we'd have to look into.
We're giving you all the numbers here.
But I'm interested how that stacks up, because to me on paper it looks like striker versus grappler, and I know it's not nearly as clean cut as that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you can finish this fight on the feet, and I feel like you can knock him out. So, how do we define this? Is it a striker v grappler?
Finishing is a habit. You know, winning is a habit and finishing is a habit. Killer instinct, it's something you can't teach. You've given the last 4 fights there, only 1 finish for AJ. Personally, I mean, I don't think it plays too much. It's really a stylistic matchup that's important. But this is also why I've been saying that I'm going to knock him out, because I think stylistically I can get him in positions where I can knock him out. I knock people out with both hands. I've knocked people out with kicks. Knocked them out with knee. I can get it done anywhere.
And he's looking at me while he's saying that, but he's also glancing over at you and making solid eye contact saying that. How's that make you feel? A young fighter coming up in his career, 10 fights behind you, saying he's going to finish.
Like I said, self-belief. You know, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your craft. But when it comes to Saturday night, you know, all that goes out the windows. It's going to be him and I locked in there, and then that's when there's no more talk. There's no more drowned out everything, and that's when we go to war.
I did notice you talking about prime AJ there. You mentioned whenever you won the World Championship the season. When was prime AJ?
Oh, we're in prime.
Okay, so how many years ago was that? 4 years?
What, the belt when I won the title?
3?
Have no idea.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
so far behind.
It was some time ago, but
more of a,
you
like,
mentioned it being your prime.
Well, yeah,
I just thought it was interesting. You know,
yeah, he asked the question.
I think we're at very, very. Look, a lot of respect for AJ. I just think we are at very different points of our career mentally. I have absolutely everything to gain. This is everything to me. This is everything to me. I haven't made money yet. He has. You know, money creates comfort, and that's just the reality.
You know, this camp was one of my best camps, honestly. I broke all my records, my run records, my punch records. You know, you can say I'm not hungry, but this is
I'm not saying
a lifestyle.
I'm not saying you're not hungry.
This is something that I will go out and die on my shield before I give in. That's the type of person I am. I'm not fighting for me. I'm not fighting for just my family. I'm fighting for my country, for everything. Honor, legacy, everything.
How does it change you? Financial stability and success. Has it changed you as a fighter?
Honestly, for me, I think when you're not mentally strong, when you don't remember where you come from, when you haven't suffered or struggled long enough, yeah, it can change you. You can become soft. Okay, I've made well-off, nice chunks of money. But to me, that's still not enough. I'm never content. I'm never comfortable.
All right, last question. Talking about making the walk, you're going to both make that same walk on Saturday. You're going to put the same pair of gloves on. You're going to step into the same cage. But only one of you is going to come out with your hand raised. I need a prediction from both of you. And I'll start with...
I've said it many times. Second round.
With lots of confidence. Second round knockout. That's not shifted at all.
I'll second that motion. Saad going out the second.
These are one of those kind of fights that doesn't come around very often. A veteran like this taking on a prospect that's rising as fast as Paul Hughes. You don't want to miss this fight. This is going to really, really light this card up. And both of these guys are supremely talented and technical and definitely capable of knocking each other out in the second round. We'll see how it plays out. Thank you both.